Hello, am I audible?
Yes, are audible.
Yes, yes, Najma, you are audible. Sir,
Okay.
can we start now? So,
For me, I have no problem. It is
sir, we
Principal
can
sir,
wait for a few minutes for others to join if you say, sir, or we can start now. Principal,
principal
sir?
sir was in. No,
Yeah, yeah.
he was there.
So try to maintain the time, okay?
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, sir. Sir, Najma,
So,
then we start, sir. With
okay.
sir's permission, then we will start, sir.
Okay,
okay.
okay, no problem. You can start now.
Okay, okay. Okay, then Najma start.
Respectful learned delegates, a very good evening and a warm welcome to one and all. This is Najma, your host for the day. I feel privileged to all on behalf of the organizing committee. We have a very special webinar waiting for us today. Our webinar is going to be about Think Green, Live Green. Before moving forward, I would like to inform that I am suffering from bad weather that might create a little disturbance. My sincere apologies to that. This webinar is a small effort to celebrate Bon Mahotsav week. We know that in our country, every year on the first week of July, we celebrate this festival of trees. This environmental movement was initiated in 1950 by our former Union Minister of Agriculture and Food, Dr. K.M. Munshi, to instill personal and social responsibility in our students towards safeguarding trees and forests. This focus of the celebration is toward forming a personal connect between the student and trees through a process of experience, reflection, and creation. Maybe that is the reason during this week we are encouraged to plant several saplings in our houses, in our campus, and in our surroundings. But unfortunately, like most of the other things, this COVID pandemic has taken that too from us. To compensate it, Department of Conservation Biology of Durgapur Government College has taken this step to influence and encourage young mind and sensitize them toward Mother Nature so that we can develop the habit of thinking green and living green. With this noble intention, we are starting our webinar. Now, let us have the pleasure to listening to the opening remark. May I request Dr. Devnath Palit, our Honorable Principal of Durgapur Government College, prime mover and patron of this webinar, to share his valuable views with us. Over to you, sir.
Good evening to you all. Dr. Abhijit Mandal, Coordinator IQC, Dr. Tuhin Ghosh, Teacher Secretary, Teachers Council, Dr. Maitri Chakraborty, Head, PG Department of Conservation Biology, Dr. Tapojit Bhattacharya, Dr. Sandeep Majumdar, Dr. Rajiv Bishwas, Professor Najma Khatun, Dr. Alok Mukherjee, Professor Sanghamitra Sangal, and respected resource person, Professor A.P. Das. He is my also teacher. It's my pride privilege to be with the sir in the same platform. Sir, my deep regards to you. And other eminent person I have seen, I'm very excited to say something that so many eminent resource person from Delhi to different parts of the country, they have joined there. It's our pride privilege on behalf of the entire college to see such a the participants in our webinars, and my gratitude to all of you, sirs, and their participants and my beloved students. On behalf of Durgapur Government College, I welcome you all to this webinar. I am happy to share that in spite of the present pandemic situation, the Department of Conservation Biology has shouldered its responsibility to promote advanced learning and creative thinking among our students through such interesting and interactive webinar programs which have illuminated the need of long distance travel. I take this opportunity to express my deep sense of gratitude and profound respect to Professor A.P. Das, Adjunct Professor Itanagor, for accepting our invitation and sparing his consent to deliver in front of our students particularly. And he has a vast experience, I know him for the last few years. So it's my pride privilege, sir. Again, I am saying to say thing that we are sharing the same platform. Sir, please take my pranam or deep regards from the bottom of my heart. I would like to acknowledge and express my grateful to the entire organizing committee for their magnificent support and contribution for the organization of this webinar and for their generosity in sharing their valuable time.
সকালেই জানিয়েছিলাম আপনাকে
I,
ইন্দ্রপতন ভারতীয় চলচ্চিত্র জগতে
by
জীবনাবসান কিংবদন্তি অভিনেতা দিলীপ
presence,
মাহসাব দিন দুয়েক আগে টুইট করে স্ত্রী সায়রা বানু জানিয়েছিলেন তার শারীরিক অবস্থা স্থিতিশীল।
hello,
অনুরাগীরাও আশা ছিলেন যে অন্যবারের মতো এবারেও হয়তো
There's no
অসুস্থতাকে
microphone
হারিয়ে দিয়ে
on,
ফিরে
please.
আসবেন
I will
এশিয়ান
disconnect,
অভিনেতা। তবে শেষ
request
রক্ষার
Mr. Narayan Shah
অনুরাগীদের
to
প্রার্থনা
please
এবার
please
unmute.
সব
Please
পেয়েছি
mute your
microphone, please.
বলিউডের সর্বকালীন এই ট্র্যাজেডি কিং দীর্ঘদিন ধরে বার্ধক্যজনিত সমস্যায় ভুগছিলেন। গত 30 জুন শ্বাসকষ্ট
I will
নিয়ে
request
ভর্তি
Mr.
হন
Narayan
দিল্লি
Shah to
হিন্দুজা
please
হসপিটালে।
mute.
আর আজ বিকেল 5টায় তার শেষ
Please
কৃত্য
mute your
সম্পন্ন।
microphone.
Madam, you can
যুবকদের
also
সমাধিস্থ করা হলো তাকে। তার আগে শেষবারের মতো তার দেহ আনা হয়েছিল অভিনেতার মালিহিলের বাড়িতে।
না সাউন্ডটা আসছে না কেন মনে
সাহিত্য ছিল তার বাড়িতে।
Hello, may I continue?
দুটো সোনাজয়ী
Oh,
হকি
Yes,
দাবি
sir, audible.
please mute your sound, sir, please. Hello, okay. So
Sir,
I'm
sir.
okay.
Sir, continue, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. I'm hopeful that the participants will actively participate in this webinar and will gather enormous information and enrich yourself with adequate knowledge from the vast experience of Professor A.P. Das. And you will remember this webinar as a memorable experience, I am sure. I must mention that although conservation biology is a relatively small team, but comprising of fantastically talented groups of people, at this juncture, I am sure that they will organize international, national, or state level of webinar or seminar or interactive session, workshop, whatever may be in the near future. Without wasting time, it is my pride. Again, I am saying that my pride privilege to hear something from my teacher, Professor A.P. Das. I wish a grand success of this webinar. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Devnath Pali sir, and sorry for the disturbance. Your thought-provoking welcome address has boosted our energy to the next level. Thank you once again. Now, I will request Dr. Abhijit Mondal, the coordinator of IQSC of Durgapur Government College, to share his valuable words with us. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Before we begin this webinar, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude and thanks to our respected principal sir, Dr. Devnath Pali, and our TCS, Dr. Tuhin Ghosh. This event would have been impossible without their support, guidance, and inspiration. I am honored to extend my warm wishes to Dr. Abhay Prasad Das, Adjunct Professor UGC, Department of Botany, Rajiv Gandhi University, Itanagar, on behalf of Durgapur Government College and IQSC. I want to convey my deepest sense of gratitude to him for accepting the invitation in spite of his busy schedule and delivering his valuable lecture in this webinar. I want to convey my thanks and regards especially to convener Dr. Moiti Chakraborty, HOD, Department of Conservation Biology, for organizing this webinar in collaboration with IQSC. I would also like to convey my gratitude to organizing committee members, other teachers of the department, and the students who are committed to this webinar to make it a success. I am thoroughly pleased to witness large number of participants, particularly students and other participants from the different places. It's my privilege to address you all. I welcome all the students in the webinar. We all have gathered here today to attend this webinar on Think Green, Live Green to commemorate the Bon Mahotsav week from 1st July to 7th July. The topic is very relevant in today's world. The entire planet is suffering from pollution, global warming, and deforestation. These problems are very relevant and require fast and comprehensive solutions. The solution for these problems is the change in the attitude of mankind towards nature and the natural resources that are being used unrestrictedly. Think Green and Live Green is a move towards these solutions. I am sure that this webinar certainly enlightens the faculties and enriches the students. So without consuming any time, I would stop myself here to conclude. I wish all the best for the success of today's webinar. Thank you.
Najma, can you hear us?
Hello. Najma madam left due to inclement weather and no electricity in the college campus right now. So I would request our head madam to continue the program. And I doubt that our TCS also could not join due to this connectivity problem, as far as I know, and I cannot see him in the list. So please, madam, if you can continue according to the schedule. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Good evening to everybody. Good evening to our respected principal sir, our respected coordinator of IQSC Durgapur Government College, and I welcome everybody who has participated here. And it is my privilege to have with us Professor Obhay Prasad Das, Adjunct Professor, Department of Botany, Rajiv Gandhi University, Itanagar. And I'm very fortunate here to introduce him and say a few words about him. Professor Das has completed his graduation and master's from the University of Calcutta. He has done his MPhil from Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur, and then he has completed his doctoral degree from University of Calcutta. He is presently the adjunct professor of the Department of Botany in Rajiv Gandhi University. After serving as a professor in the Department of Botany, University of North Bengal, from where he has retired, he is now, as I said, is the adjunct professor in the Department of Botany of Rajiv Gandhi University. He has remained a fellow of the Linnean Society of London, and he was also a former invited member of the Species Survival Commission of the International Union for the Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources. As a great academician, he has also served in the West Bengal Education Service for 14 years before joining University of North Bengal as professor. His research interest includes various fields, some of which are biodiversity studies, systematics, nomenclature, conservation of RET plants, ethnobotany, medicinal plants, and many other fields. So the list is countless. He has produced more than 30 PhD, including foreign research students, and he has more than 236 publications in reputed international and national journals, 400 plus abstracts of articles, and more than 16 books. This stalwart has awards like V.V. Shivarajan Gold Medal of IAAT, and S.K. Seth Prize of ICFRE, Bharat Jyoti, and other countless awards as well. He has also established the NBU Herbarium, NBU Botanic Garden, Garden for the Medicinal Plants, and the East Himalayan Society of Spermatophyte Taxonomy. He has also established a journal named Plion. So without wasting any more time, I will request Professor Abhay Prasad Das to share his views with us. We are very privileged to have him with us. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thanks to all. Thanks to Principal, the North, members of the Conservation Biology Department, Durgapur Government College. This is a new department, I think. Previously, I was not knowing about this department. I came to know about this department only when Rajiv joined that department. Probably you know Rajiv did his PhD under my supervision. So anyway, Durgapur is a nice place, though I never visited your college. I love to visit. If I had an opportunity, I should visit it. And today, among the audience, I find so many of my friends from so distant places. My friends from Rajasthan, from Nagaland, from Gangtok, from Bhopal, Delhi, from so many places, even from Impal. Swatangi from Impal, she is from Manipur University. I find her here. So it's a good galaxy of Madam Kukan is also from Dibrugarh, as I can see the names. Yes, my students are also there, I find. My students means my students from Arunachal. Some of my students from Arunachal also participated here. Anyway, I don't like to waste time. Let me start my presentation. Where is the share? Present now. Can you see the presentation? Hello, can you see the presentation?
Yes, sir, we can see.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So biodiversity is a fantastic word for me. Because biodiversity we cannot survive. If you say that only human can survive on this planet, so is just one precautionary step that let us grow more plants. Mahotsav we are observing since our childhood, remembering Rabindranath Tagore at every step, singing his songs, reciting his poems, and planting hundreds of plants. The plants I have planted in my village, in my school, in village school, they are now huge plants, huge. So anyway, the problem is during Mahotsav we plant so many. But after that, to what fraction of those we take care? And finally, what fraction of those survive? These are questions. I'm happy that Durgapur Government College is celebrating Mahotsav. I'm very, very happy. So you grow plants, maintain them, take care, and help them to reach adult. Otherwise, just celebration of Mahotsav is useless. We can discuss many things, but practical, you see, it's a science, huge science. Entire world is science. Everything is science. Whatever you think is science. Without science, there is nothing. So, as science students, most of the audience, I think, from science background, please think about science. Please think about saving the science. Now, these are some pre-photographs. On the left side, Leon Peacocks. This is my most favorite wild orchid. This is wild orchid, most favorite wild orchid. I think Devnath can remember his Darjeeling days because in Darjeeling this is common on trees and on rock crevices.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And on right hand side, Papillonanthe terrace or Vanda terrace. This is the commonest orchid in North Bengal University campus. Beautiful orchid. And I love both these species too much. And that is why I named my journal Leon and my Kolkata house as Leon Peacocks. So this is my short CV. It is already presented to you. Though biodiversity is everywhere, but my working area is Eastern Himalaya, starting from Darjeeling, Sikkim, to some extent in Nepal, in Bhutan, then of course in Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, and I visited all other states of Northeast India. So Eastern Himalaya has taught me what is diversity, what are the problems in diversity, sustenance of biodiversity, and actually everything. Eastern Himalaya is a beautiful place of learning. There, go there is a tourist mind maybe. At the same time, try to learn at every step. Remember in 1976, with my first batch of students from Chhatram Raj College, 76, that was my first college as teacher. So I remember I was almost mad So beautiful plants, so many new plants. Most of them are unknown to me. Then I shifted to Darjeeling Government College in 1979. I joined there on 16th August, I remember. Then I started observing these plants. Really, I cannot forget those days. Of course, most of my research works are on Darjeeling, Sikkim, Bhutan areas, and now, of course, I'm spreading in Arunachal Pradesh. That is also a part of Eastern Himalaya. So, Eastern Himalaya, being a very minor participant in Eastern Himalayan flora study, I think that is the main contributor of knowledge in my mind about flora, vegetation, conservation, biology, everything. Let me start with a small quotation. I don't understand why, when we destroy something created by man, we call it vandalism. That means if I destroy your college building, it will be vandalism. But when we destroy something created by nature, we call it progress. Okay, so I follow this quotation, and this quotation I use almost in my all lectures. This year we lost Sundarlal Bahuguna, I think students of conservation biology know his name very well, and with regards, respect from the core of my heart, I like to do it. This type of lecture, taking one title is very difficult. Anyway, this one tentative biodiversity conservation.
Excuse me, good evening, sir. Sir, are you moving the slide? Actually, slide is still stuck in a...
Oh, slide is moving.
Yes,
Sir, we cannot see the...
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, this is the first slide. Sir, you can... yes, now it is changing. Yes.
Yeah, okay. I understand it. In Google, sometimes it gives problem. Okay, I'm making it larger.
Yeah, sir, you can make it full screen.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that. Please wait.
Hello.
Okay, this much I can do.
Oh, Sadash.
Yes?
Yeah, this is Sudhendu Mandal.
Okay, thank you.
I'm listening your lecture. Okay, yeah.
Okay, thank you. So, these are the slides, actually. That is Sundarlal Bahuguna. My regards, I pass into my lecture. Biodiversity conservation vis-a-vis paper. Experience. You can say the tentative title. But anyway, I have to move with this. There are three aspects, main aspects in this lecture: biodiversity, conservation, and impact of development. With these three aspects, there are many other aspects, but I am taking up these three aspects in this lecture. Natural vegetation provides everything for the survival of all animals. You should remember, animal does not exclude man. Animals, this word include man. Man is one African animal, most probably you know. Man most probably originated in Africa. Therefrom, they migrated almost to all corners of the world. And man is the most important migratory species. When we discuss about migration, at least in biology, rarely we discuss about the migration of man, but man is the most important migratory organism or species. So, for the survival of any animal, there is everything in the natural vegetation. Everything. Starting from your shelter, your food, your oxygen, everything. For our survival, the first three things needed are the oxygen, water, and food. So oxygen, water, and food, all these three are the basic requirement. Try to manage just one of the estimated 7.4 million species on Earth. Just one of 7.4 million survival. We have to find out another planet, even though at this stage also unabated. This is the map of our country. It is Sensulato. Medinipur Sensulato was larger than Sikkim. So there you find that more than 5,000 species, apart from bryophyte, algae, fungi, bacteria, virus. Because I am not having any reliable data on these groups, that is why these numbers are not included. So anyway, this is the huge number. And you know, about 565 species of wild orchids are growing in Sikkim. Just one small state, entirely Himalayan state, and there more than 500 or nearly 600 species of orchids are growing in wild. Not on your, forget about your cultivated hybrid orchids, just for wild orchids. So many species are growing there. That is just one small example about the richness of the all these places, the richness of the biology of all these places. When Himalaya hotspot was established, there was one overall assessment that over 10,000 species of higher plants are living on the Himalayas. And in eastern Himalaya, there are over 4,000 species. This was one very much restricted estimate, and now we understand the number is much more. So, how much species evolved and growing in the Himalayas? Now, any place nearer to Himalayas, and then in course of time, other distant areas are actually enriched by the Himalayan flora. You know plants can migrate. Don't think that plants cannot migrate. Plants can migrate. Plants is very good migratory organism. They can. Otherwise, you see one same species? How are you getting one same species in so many countries? Is it not? If plants cannot migrate, so plants migrate. Now you look at this picture. One forest officer or one trader in timber will say, "Wow, very good tree. There is very good log. Let us cut this. Let us kill it, and we shall get a huge amount of timber. We shall sell it." But try to think. This type of thinking is wrong, because you are killing it. I prefer to use the word slaughter. When you are slaughtering this tree, then you are killing just one. You are not killing just one individual. Just look at it. You are killing thousands of individuals. So I consider one such tree is one unique forest. Such unique forests are there everywhere in the Himalayas, in the food hills, in Terai, dwarfs. Such unique forests are so common. Now we are killing all these things, developing so-called taking so-called development and destroying everything and running towards the point of death very fast. See, no place is back in natural conditions. See, no place is back. Majority of the cases, forested areas are conserved, but remember the Ran of Kutch, that is also one type of vegetation or one type of biological establishment is there, a own ecosystem. There are also plants, animals. Think of the desert. Majority of the cases, forested areas are Indian desert volumes are surviving. Darjeeling Hills and only these dark green regions are good forest cover. So where is natural forest cover in Darjeeling? It is finished, almost finished. We are thinking that if these protected areas can be connected by some corridors, then some plants and animals can migrate